Inspiration with Pastor Mason. Inspiration with Pastor Mason. Inspiration with Pastor Mason. Inspiration with Pastor Mason.
Wonderful, 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 guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Inspiration with Pastor Mason show. Listen, I'm excited to have you all here today. And again, we just doing some shorts here, not trying to drag it out, not trying to, just take up your whole time this morning. But I do want to share some things with you as you get started on your day. I am so grateful that you are tuned in. I'm so grateful that you show the support. Listen, I need you guys to please go on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see down all the different social media platforms. But I need you guys to go and to support me in there. We're gaining some supporters, we're gaining some subscribers, and it feels good. So guys, be one of those. Doesn't cost you anything to go on there and subscribe to that YouTube channel. You can also go on Facebook and see us as well. If you're looking to support this ministry, we're trying to help families in the local area. Sow a seed, put your name in that cash app there and just sow that seed and let us know for the families. That's all you have to note there, for the families. If you want to be a blessing to me, you could just send the cash app and just put up their blessing. Many of you all have, but I want to make sure if you're trying to help these families that we make sure those funds go to the right place. And that's really all I'm asking, is that you guys support us in that way. We can help these families. But nevertheless, we're again here. Welcome to another Inspiration with Pastor Mason show. Didn't mean to put that on just yet, but that's where we're headed. So no time like the present. I want to talk to you about a few things. And one of those things is what is being activated in your life, right? When we think about the word activation, I want to use a cell phone kind of as a analogy, right? So every one of us have a cell phone, and in that cell phone, right, some type of service provider activated it, right? Some type of service provider, Sprint or your T-Mobile, I believe they're one and the same now, but AT&T and the list goes on. But someone activated that phone and caused that phone to now have service, right? It now has service, so you can make calls, you can connect with people, you can use the phone now. Other than that, it's just a something you can stream on, get and watch some YouTube channels and things like that. Sometimes we give our children, right, that old phone that's not activated. But because you connected with Sprint or AT&T or whatever provider, because you connected with them, they were able to activate you and get you activated. So the question is, who is activating you? Who is speaking into your life? Who is speaking into your heart? There's some scriptures in the Bible. You can find it in just about, I believe, all the synoptic gospels, but nevertheless, you can find it in the books Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But in there's a story about Mary is pregnant with Jesus, and she walks in a room to a lady named Elizabeth, and the Bible says that when she goes in there, and she salutes, she announces herself, she says hello, basically. To Elizabeth, the baby inside of her leaped. And many sermons have been preached about that. But what I want to focus on is that when you come into contact with people, what are they activating inside of you? Because this is a meter on to know whether or not you should be entangled with this person. You should be connected to this person, because if people, and I want to use this word, if people are not extracting your best, right? There's an extraction process in science where scientists go in something we would know this one, where they extract DNA out of some type of saliva sample or what have you. So we understand what that word means, and so I want to just share with you that people come into your life and you have to recognize what are you extracting out of me. Sometimes we think about it in a standpoint of somebody using you, taking advantage, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about the gifts that are on the inside of you. Are they extracting these gifts, the fruit of the spirit? Is that coming out of you? Peace, love, joy, long suffering, all these things. Is that what is being poured out? Or are they pulling out the flesh in you? If you get around somebody and they begin to, every time you talk, they begin to pull the flesh. You want to fight, you want to curse them out, you leave frustrated, you leave upset. You have to understand that this is not a person that should be with you in this season or involved with you in that particular matter. Sometimes people extract good things out of you if they're in the right place. So you have to make sure that you put people in their proper place in your life. Some people are not capable of handling all aspects of your life. They may can handle you as a friend, but putting them in your personal life and getting your personal business, they don't understand you. So they're going to misinterpret some things, and they're going to get offended by some things. So you have to make sure you have the proper people in the proper places. Whoa, there was a lot of peace, but make sure you have them in the right place, because what? When you put these people in the right place, you can take advantage of that friendship, of that relationship, of that network. Somebody that as a customer comes in, they want a service, I don't call them and say, hey man, let's go hang out. No, their proper place is when they need me, they show up and they provide opportunity for me to provide for my family, right? Because they spend money with me, and then I provide a service. That's our relationship. That's it. There's nothing outside of that. I think sometimes we get with people and we think we have access to every part of their life. I now I've learned, when I connect with people, whatever role I play in that relationship, that's what I want to do. I don't want to overstep my bounds. I don't want to step into a situation. Many times people will call me and they'll say, "Oh, Pastor Mason, I got this going on and I got that going on." I said, "Well, that's not really my purpose in your life right now. You have a pastor, you have mentors. Have you reached out to them? Now, if they don't have that support system, then maybe we'll talk about becoming that. But I cannot be, as much as I believe the scripture, Paul said, I became all things to all men, I might gain some. I understand that was still within perspective. That was still within some type of parameters, right? That was still him saying, I've attempted to not offend people when I go around them by the way I live, right? So if I went over here and they were eating certain foods, I would eat the food with them because I don't want to offend them. Definitely wouldn't look down. So he was saying something a little different. Now that doesn't mean, because you cannot be all things to all men. You can't be all things to your own family. You know, I fall short of being a father every day. There's some area I could do better. There's some area I could do better as a husband, but yet I can't be all things to all men. I talked to my wife the other night and we had a very good conversation, and it was just quick. And we talked about, happiness and how it is. And I said, baby, there's one thing is, I don't know if I can make you happy if you have a real relationship with God, right? And if God is not making you happy, how can I outdo God? I can't be God to you. So I can't give you joy. I can't give you peace. I can play a role in that peace and in that happiness, but I can't give you that happiness, right? We have to be happy, right? We have to be content with understanding that the people that God placed us with are people that we can build with. And one of the things we're building is legacy. So I told my wife, let's fall in love with building this legacy alongside of loving each other. That's great. But let's also understand why one of the reasons we're connected, and that's to provide for our children's children, right? We're trying to leave generational wealth, and that can bring happiness. And then we want to make sure our kids prosper in school, and that can make us happy. And we want to have good time together. that can make us happy, but I'm not going to put the whole weight of my happiness on my wife's shoulders. That's asking her to do something that's not required of her, even from a biblical perspective. So I'm just bringing to you today, what is it that people are extracting out of you? Because if every time you get with somebody, right, they're pulling something negative, it's one or two things: you don't need to be connected with them at all, or they're in the wrong place in your life. They're in the wrong place in your life. When my father, I came back home, he was pastor. I said, Dad, I don't so much need a father right now. I mean, you've been great at that. I'm a grown man. I need a pastor, because the transition I'm making now is different. So I need a pastor. Now I understand that he did that for, and then pastor and father, right? It shifted a little bit. So what I want to challenge you with today is make an assessment. Sometimes we don't even think about who we're communicating with, but a lot of our frustration is coming from who we're communicating with. And I have to just tell you, it is difficult, because sometimes we want these good relationships with people that go cross pollinate, right? That we can hang with them, and we can do this with them, and we can do it, but that's not always the case. Sometimes we have a very, very one-dimensional relationship with people, and that's okay. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Have people say, I know I hate to call you pastor. It's always so. Well, that's a part of pastoring. If you're going through something, you call your pastor. That's expected. So, and it's okay. It's okay. We can't go and watch a ball game together, because all the teams you like, I don't like. We just gonna argue. We just gonna clash, or maybe we can't go do this together, but maybe we can do some other things together, help our communities together, help families together, and do some different things together that bring both of us joy and extract the good things out of each other. Because listen at this: if you're not extracting the good out of me, I am not extracting the good out of you, because there's something toxic going on in that friendship and in that relationship. So I challenge you to do that. Now, one of the challenges is what? How do we convert negative energy? How do we convert negative energy? We almost finished here, guys. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I tell you, but I just want to tell you, there is a way that we're going to have to learn to convert negative energy. And this type of conversion comes from the fact that when you have people that you're not in relationship with, but yet they're still pouring out negative energy. They may be talking about you. They may be slandering you. They may be really, really petty people. This is what I tell people about people that are petty. They say, I know you're bigger than that. I know. No, you don't understand. I'm not bigger or better than the person. It's not about putting myself above the person. I just don't have the energy or the capacity to entertain a petty conversation. I just don't have the room for it. There's nowhere in my schedule that I can notch out time to be petty. I can't do it. I can't afford to be over here being petty when I'm working on deals to change the trajectory of my life. I can't afford to be petty like that, because I'm in communication with people that we're extracting the best out of one another. So I don't have time to be petty. It doesn't even hit my radar. It doesn't, it's almost like a grown lion, and the little baby lion is pulling on him a little bit, just necking him a little bit. The lion is not going to go in a full flooded, fight with the baby lion, with the little cub. He's not going to do that, because it doesn't get his attention like that. It swoops him away. Get away from me. Shoot, fly, don't bother me. So I just go. If I went outside, and every time I went outside and I ate a watermelon and it attracted all these flies and all this stuff that I want to be, I don't stop going outside. I stop eating watermelon. Is anybody in here with me? Can anybody say, man, I stopped eating water? So if something is connecting me to something that's negative, I'm not cutting off the person. I'm not mistreating the person. I'm cutting off what connects us. You have to learn to convert it. You have to learn how to find ways to not destroy people, not hurt people, but realize that the connection is hurtful and is damaging to you both. So let's learn these things. Let's make this assessment, and let's learn to convert this negative energy into some good energy, right? We want to convert this negative energy into some good energy. We want to make sure we know what are people extracting out of us, because whatever they're extracting, they're activating. Whatever they're extracting, they're activating. If pulling that old you out, they're going to activate that old you. I promise you, they're going to activate that old you. But if you pray, if you continue to trust God, if you continue to forgive, you continue to seek God's face and godly counsel, I promise you that God will put you around the right people at the right time, right? In the right situations. And they'll begin to extract those gifts, those wonderful things out of you, and you'll be activated to go off and do great things and everything God has assigned to you. Listen, guys, I thank you so much for hanging out with me on another Inspiration with Pastor Mason show. We're going to continue to try to just put some lovely stuff out. I got a great call the other day that I got a good friend that's going to come and help me some shows, co-host a little bit. We got some big name people. I think we're going to be able to get up here and I'm telling you, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you all to get some good information, because this show is here to extract the good out of you. So we're going to put positive out so we can get positive back. God bless you again. So help us be a blessing to others. Help us be a blessing to others. Become a contributor here. We would love you to be one of those. If you have something positive going on in the community and you want us to be able to talk about it here, please email me, Pastor Micah Mason. Pastor Micah Mason. You can find me on those social media platforms under you, but Pastor Micah Mason at gmail.com. Pastor Micah Mason at gmail.com. And we would love to hear from you and whatever it is that you want to share with us. We would love to have it. We would love to hear it. We would love to share it. All right. There it is. Pastor Micah Mason at gmail.com. Pastor Micah Mason at gmail.com. It's really simple. Also, guys, don't forget the 1,000 men of Wake County. We are coming together to bring together 1,000 men of Wake County. You see the banner there. 1,000 men of Wake County. We need 1,000 men to be difference makers in this community. The One Foundation, 1,000 men of Wake County. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day. Go do something great. Go be great. God bless you. I love you. Until we meet again, may he continue to show his favor and grace upon you. God bless you.
Yeah, Pastor Mason in the house. Inspiration with Pastor Mason. Inspiration with Pastor Mason. Inspiration with Pastor Mason. Inspiration with Pastor Mason.